What's up,
Jason
guys?
M.
Welcome to Ultra Power Saving Mode, and I'm doing this on my OG2, but it can work on every single Android device. This is my tutorial for how to get this working, and I basically use very light powered apps. These apps can work on devices with just 512 megabytes of RAM and just very low specifications. What this does is actually a tasker profile that's going to launch when your battery is at a certain level, and then make your device run at very low power, conserving much battery and giving you only access to these apps, these weak apps. So the first thing you need to do is to download all the apps from the description, and you need to be on YouTube for this to work. This is my battery profile, as you guys can see, and I'm basically going to take you through the demo of this. As you can see, I set my profile for so that if it's from 0 to 12, but now as my battery is more than 73%, I want this to launch instantly so I can show you guys. I launched this to 81%. Now when I hit home, you can see what happens. It kicks me straight into the weak launcher, the tiny lightweight launcher that I had, and this launcher is actually called Smart Launcher, but I'm using it. Is very good and low powered, and all these other apps are very low powered apps that you can make, and you can customize this very easily. It's a very customizable widget. It even gives you access to all the other apps, not like on if you have your Samsung device or whatever that you can't access any other app. But the thing is, you will need only these apps. You can customize it, as you can see there. You need only these apps because they're actually the apps that are going to work better on this mode. If you use other apps, the apps are not going to work quite as good. As you can see here, these are the list of all the other apps, but I don't advise you to use this. And basically now my device is running at very low performance state. So I'm just going to turn this off to show you guys how this is done. If I hit my home button, you can see secure settings has been granted super user permissions, and when I hit my home button again, everything is reloading to actually give me back my normal profile. And all this is done with Tasker, and you also need root access so that Tasker can be able to change your default launcher. So let's start up with, as I said, you have to download all these apps and make sure they're installed. Also make sure that your setup for a Smart Launcher has all these tiny little apps, these lightweight apps set up right at the Smart Launcher homepage. I'm going to reduce the brightness quite a bit there because it's a little bit too bright. So now if I open up Tasker, we're going to set a new profile. I have power save. As you can see, I have two tasks, power save and enable. Those are two tasks you're going to make, but you can name them whatever you like. But I'm going to take you throughout this process. Now we start with creating a new profile. Just follow the steps that I'm doing and everything is going to work perfectly. When you hit on the plus button, you have to choose on state to get you to this profile. Then you hit power, and then you hit battery level. And on battery level, you can now choose from 0 to the percentage you want. Usually it's around 15%, right? When you really think your battery is running low, around 15%. Then you hit back, and now it's going to just prompt you with this. You just hit new task, and for this I'm just going to name it power conserve. You can name it whatever you like, it's your choice. And then I hit OK, and here now I'm in the task editor. In the task editor, I can add all the little mini tasks I can want to be performed in just one single task. Like when everything is just going to load up, it's just going to load up with every single mini task I have here. So I'm going to start with a plugin, and then I'll choose secure settings. And if I choose secure settings, you can see configurations. I'll hit the pen there. When I hit the pen, it takes me to root actions, and on root actions I'm going to choose package state. This package state actually is to make me disable or enable apps the way I want to. And if you have to know your default launcher here. My default launcher I know is Nova Launcher. That's the launcher I use. So I'm going to look for Nova Launcher, which you guys can see. And Nova Launcher, okay. And I hit Nova Launcher. And what I want is, during this battery mode, I want to disable Nova Launcher. This will disable Nova Launcher from the system. And I hit OK. Of course, this is where it's going to ask you for root access, and you have to grant it. And then you hit back. And then you hit on the new mini task. And then you're going to have this other one. You hit secure settings. This is for if you have another launcher on your device, like This is an LG G2, it has the LG launcher. For an HTC device, it's going to be a central launcher. For anything else, it's just going to be a default launcher. You can also choose to disable this during the power saving mode. I'm going to look. The LG launcher is actually called home, and then I also disable this. And if you hit the back button, it's going to tell you have to save it. So you save it first. And that's done. So I hit back and OK. Now I hit the plus button again, and I'm going to do this now. This is to disable things like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, all those stuff. So now I hit on Bluetooth, and then you see yes, all the options. I want Bluetooth to be turned off during my power saving mode. And now I'll do the same for everything else, like Wi-Fi, same thing, off, go back, then I hit the plus button, I hit net, then I hit again on mobile data, for mobile data to be turned off, yeah, and I hit back. And you can also do this for auto sync and any single thing you want. I'm just going to do this for auto sync too right now. I want auto sync to also be turned off, because it's a little battery consuming feature. And then now what I'm going to do is I'll add something else to this. I'll also add a task to dim my display, because display brightness is also something. This is going to dim my display so that it's going to reduce the brightness and not consume a lot of my battery. The highest brightness here, the maximum brightness on this, is actually the maximum pixel brightness is 255, but you can take it down to even about 32 or something. That's a good spot. Or I'm just a little confused here on what number I can show you guys. No, 15, that's not it, that's not right. I will just take it down to about 20 and leave it there. But 32 is a good number, 30 is a good number too. And then I'm going to add another thing here. If I hit the plus button, I'll hit on miss and then CPU. And here I'm to control my CPU speed and the way my CPU is going to function. On 0, all I need to do, I can choose conservative, but I left it here on demand for more smoothness. But you can choose conservative to conserve you more battery life. It's a governor. You can write it in the place of on demand at the top there and choose 960,000 for the maximum CPU speed. And that's it. That's it for most of the profiles. Let me see what I can add. I'm going to add something else. I'll also add turning off location and location based on GPS also. I'll add this. That's actually a good feature. I'll turn it off for this power saving mode too. And the last thing I'm going to add here is going to be launching the app, so that as soon as this happens, it's also going to launch you into the smart launcher app. And then we're going to look for smart launcher. And if we look for smart launcher, it's pretty simple. We hit that and all it's going to do is launch you the smart launcher app when your battery is very low. But I'm going to take this to the top. I think I'll put it as a first, because that's the first thing I want to happen when my battery is low below 15%. And so my battery, when my battery is low below 15%, you launch the app, launch the settings, disable Nova Launcher, disable all my data, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, everything. Then reduce the CPU and dim the brightness too of the display. And that's it. And now that's my profile. It has been created with every single thing and power conserve. Now the thing is, if I get off this task, my launcher will not be restored. So I'm just going to go back to the task tab and add new and just put maybe on. Create a new task on the task tab, and you can leave it any name you want. I just decided to put on, and I'll go to plugins and secure settings and then hit the pen again, hold actions, and then go down to package state. And in package state, I'll choose my default launcher, Nova Launcher. If you have any other launcher that's a default launcher, choose it and then save it. You have to choose enable. This enables your launcher when your battery is going to be higher than the low battery state, that's 15 to 0. when your battery is maybe 16% to 100%, this will reload your launcher and reload all your settings. Now I'll choose this as an exit task. As you guys can see, here is my exit task, and exit task is on, entry task is power save. So now every single time my device is in a low power state, that's low battery state, it's going to launch all this power saving mode. And when my device goes back to an okay state and the battery is okay, it's going to launch everything back. But maybe you need to press the home button or something, and that's it. I chose Quick Pick. Also, Quick Pick is a good gallery app for the low power state. As you guys can see here, it loads quickly even with the low power state. That was it, guys, for this video. If you like it, leave a thumbs up, please, and share the video. Maybe developers are going to find every way to make a new app like this that's going to help us save the risk of Tasker, because it's a long tutorial. Thanks and bye.